welcome back. This is Michelle Rose, Real Reality TV News Discovery. Discovery news that will shock the world. The world must know how they were deceived and lied to, and especially in specific shows like Tyra Banks lied to the world and made herself look like she discovered and created American Next Top Model, and she didn't because she was still a model at Victoria's Secret. She was in Victoria's Secret until 2005 and started creating Australian American Next Top Model in 2003, because this is when I created the concept and it was given to her by the girl that worked for me. So behind the scene, Tyra Banks already started creating the first show and the second show, and I didn't know about it until it shocked me when I saw it on TV. So Rupert Murdoch's second oldest daughter, Elisabeth, had become the latest Murdoch sibling to create an Australia base, yesterday announcing that her Shine TV production group would launch her next year. Shine expanded to Grammy last month and the US last year. The chief of Fremantle Media local arm have been poached to run Shine Australia. And that's bring us back to the Fennesy brothers. Fremantle's chief executive and chief operating officer, Mark and Carl Fennessy, revealed their departure yesterday, but will stay at the group until the end of November, the Shine Group. Channel 10 already licensed the right to The Biggest Loser, which it's nothing to do with me, and MasterChef from Shine, but the programs are produced locally by Fremantle Media, Mark and Carl Fennessy. Miss Murdoch, the chief executive and chairman of Shine, started the production group after leaving BSKB, the British TV channel, in 2001. The Australian recently revealed Miss Murdoch had made a first tentative move to return to news, having become an observer at a News Corp board meeting. Speaking about the launch of Shine Australia, Miss Murdoch said in a statement, Mark and Carl Fennessy are simply the finest independent producer of their generation in Australia. I am convinced of this, not only because of the number of huge popular hits they have brought to the screens, but through the recent experience of working with them in our format, The Biggest Loser, which is not mine, and MasterChef. I have long wanted to establish creative, energetic production company in Australia as part of Shine, and I'm thrilled this will now become a reality. Remember, I'm not an Australian, I am from Israel. So the Fancy brother knew that I don't know the rules, I don't know the people. They knew it all. They had a connection with Murdoch. It's big, it's huge. I'm just a small. I don't exist. I simply don't exist. They stepped on me, they squeezed me to the corner, they followed me, they destroyed my life. I don't exist, but they're happy and they created my shows. Well, Miss Murdoch is expected to remain at her London base. Her brother Lachlan now resides full-time in Australia. Okay. After leaving his role in news, Deputy Chief Operating Officer in 2005. He has since created the investment group Ryle, but that's nothing to do with us. The Fennessy brothers joined Fremantle Media in 2003 when they sold their production group, Crackerjack. I told you we'll go back to Crackerjack. It's all to do with Fremantle Media, all to do with the Fennessy brothers. They had 70 companies as they moved along, so they won't get caught with anything. And they even declare bankruptcy, but we're not going to talk about that. Group Crackerjack to the company. It was then merged with Fremantle's Granny Television. Remember John Endemol, Grandy, Telpa? It's all connected, they're all connected. Coincidentally, Shine's Group president Alex Mahone was at Fremantle as its director of commercial development and strategy when the business bought Crackerjack. Having been responsible for corporately, taking Crackerjack into Fremantle in fall in 2003. When there, I have long been an admirer of Mark and Carl Fennessy and look forward to working with them in Shine Australia, she said Murdoch. Fremantle Media also creates programs such as The X Factor. So we're closing a circle here, and we found how all of the connections with Elisabeth Murdoch and her brother and Fremantle Media and Crackerjack and Granny Television all merged together, and they all run my show. Thank you very much for listening. This is Michelle Rose, part 3. Remember to listen to part 2 and part 1. This is part 3. Thank you very much for supporting me. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you, and I will see you in part 6. In part 4. This is Michelle Ross from Melbourne, Australia. Real Reality TV Discovery News.